going on, Juco?
Welcome to the Between Hoops podcast, where we talk about basketball, pop culture, and everything in between. I am your host, Colby Wood. Man, this is the 8th episode, and it is April 11th. We're going to talk about hoops. We're going to talk about the playoffs that are coming up, more importantly, the play-in, because you got to go through the play-in before you get to the playoffs. We got a little bit to talk about, not an overwhelming podcast by any means this week. So we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to talk about play-in matchups, some things to look out for, the Grizzlies, and their playoff expectations because, I'm a Grizz fan, we got we're going to have some play-in predictions, playoff and play-in predictions. We're going to talk about some of our, and we did this before on another episode, but we had our preseason standings, and we're actually going to see, now that we know for sure the standings, we're going to go through those and see how accurate we were, which we weren't very accurate on a lot of these at all. But and at the end of the podcast, we're going to be drafting our favorite playoff series of all time. We're going to do 3 apiece on those and spark some discussion about some of our playoff series. So before we get to anything else, I want to talk about this play-in. Let me pull up the bracket real fast.
I'm going to pull it up to look at it as
So
well.
tonight we've got the Lakers and Timberwolves, and then so that will determine the winner of that will determine who plays the Grizzlies. So there's that, and we're going to talk about that for sure because it's detrimental to how our first-round matchup is going to look without Steven Adams. And then you got the 9 and 10 will be the Pelicans and Thunder. And on the East, you got the Raptors 9, Bulls 10, Heat 7, Hawks 8, which is also going on tonight. Now, man, what do you think? What do you think about the Lakers and Timberwolves? Do you think you're going to beat the Timberwolves?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be hard, I don't think, either. I think Gobert got suspended, didn't he?
He did. He got suspended for that Lakers game.
I mean, I don't.
In case y'all are living under a rock, Gobert punched Kyle Anderson, his teammate, in what was a stupid.
It was pretty dumb.
Stupid decision, bro. Like you can't. Which we'll get into this too, but I think that will actually help the Timberwolves because.
Here's my thing. I don't think it matters. The Lakers are not going to lose at home. LeBron and AD, they can't let that happen. It's not going to happen.
You're probably right, but
We're getting in. We're going to play the Grizzlies, and we'll go from there. But I do think it won't be. It's not going to be a walk in the park for sure. I
think the bigger thing for the Timberwolves is they lost Vanderbilt, and he's a big defensive presence.
I put Jared Vanderbilt on Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is still going to do really good, but
No, yeah,
that's our best defensive option.
Sure.
He can lock him up. He knows. They played together, did they not?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'd help him, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see though. The other West play-in matchup isn't as
Pelicans and Thunder. Okay, so we've only had 2 years of the play-in scenario, so we've only got 2 years of history to base this off of. But every year so far, someone from that 9 and 10 matchup has ended up making the playoffs as the 8th seed.
really.
Yep. So based on our 2 years of history, the Lakers or the Timberwolves will not make the playoffs.
Right. I could see it being.
But the thing is, I don't see the Pelicans or the Thunder really beating.
I don't.
It can go either way, really. Just the other day, the Pelicans played the Timberwolves in a really close game. The Thunder may low key.
I think the Thunder
sneak into the playoffs.
I think the Thunder will beat the Pelicans.
I don't know, man.
That's my prediction.
On Pelicans' home court, that'll be tough, but
yeah,
you'll see. Shea is so good, though. If they win, it's probably because he has 40. No doubt.
Yeah, Giddy's gonna have to be big for him, and a bunch of them other young guys. I don't know, but I'm not really worried about the Timberwolves. I say that and then we'll lose, but
over in the East, we've got the Heat versus the Hawks. Now, if you're a Celtics fan, you would probably much rather play the Hawks, so you would probably root for the Hawks to beat the Heat in that game. So that's who you play. The Heat would probably play a pretty good series, I would imagine, against the Celtics.
I bet it'd go to 5 or 6.
I don't think it'd be that easy. the Heat and Celtics have a history of just going back and forth like this, but the on the other side, you got the Raptors and the Bulls. I mean, I really don't care as much about that. Whoever the Bucks play in that first game or in that first round, it's they'll beat them in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't sweep them, it'll be 5. I'm really not. Nobody on the Bulls or the Raptors can guard Giannis. I mean,
No.
it really won't even be. I don't even think that'll even be a series. Honestly, that'll be one that I probably will not tune in for.
I won't even watch it. I won't, because it's boring. If it's boring, I ain't gonna watch it.
So real quick, let's go ahead and fill out your bracket real fast. So
Okay.
whoever
So we're doing this.
whoever the Nuggets play, it could be any 4 of those. It could be. One thing I like about the Grizzlies thing is we know it's either the Lakers or Timberwolves. With the Nuggets, Pelicans, Thunder, Lakers, Timberwolves. I want to know first off who wins that Pelicans and Thunder matchup in the play-in.
Give me the Thunder. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. Give me the Lakers. Give me the Heat.
So you said.
Or do you want me to just do the West?
Let's start with the West. So the Pelicans. You said the Pelicans lose.
I think the Pelicans.
So
lose.
they're gonna play the.
Or the Thunder would play the.
Okay.
I think the Thunder will play the Timberwolves.
No, well, if the Pelicans lose, then they're done for.
Yeah.
Yep. So the Thunder would play in your bracket the Timberwolves.
Yes, and then I got the Timberwolves winning there.
Okay.
And.
Okay, so let's start with that. So now you got your play-in filled out. So Nuggets play. Who did we say? Timberwolves.
I think it'd be Timberwolves.
Nuggets and Timberwolves.
I think Nuggets beat them.
Nuggets.
I think Nuggets beat them in 5.
Okay, so the Grizzlies will play the Lakers.
Grizzlies, I think I'm not just saying this. I think it'd be the Lakers in 6 or 7. I don't know. But here's the thing: it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be no 5-game series. Either way, I just don't see that happening because I don't know, man. I mean, let's just be honest. I'm not the best filling out these brackets anyway. We saw that with March Madness, so.
And this is supposed to be a lot easier.
Yeah, but this is one of the most unpredictable ones for sure.
Yeah.
In recent memory, in a while.
So
but
you think the Lakers beat the Grizzlies, right? So, do you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
It's just a
I will say this: had Steven Adams not been out, I think the Grizzlies would be the favorite. But because he's such a huge piece, and the Anthony Davis thing is a nightmare for Jaren because he can't get in foul trouble. He just can't afford it. I think it's a lot closer than it would have been.
And Jaren's going to get in foul trouble. It's going to happen. And when he goes out, if you put I don't even care if you put Tillman on AD. If you have Tillman, Kenny Lofton, or who's the other one you just said earlier? Aldama. AD's going.
Aldama's not a defensive guy.
No.
No.
And any of them aren't stopping AD, but AD's going to try to draw fouls, and then I don't know. If Dylan Brooks goes off on us, I'll probably shoot myself.
Okay.
All
right. Let's fly through the West real fast.
Let's keep going.
Kings and Warriors. That'll be tough.
Warriors in 6.
I think people are just thinking the Warriors, they're not even questioning the Kings, but you do realize the Kings are so very good at home, first off, and they both, like I was telling you the other day, they run up and down. So
it's not going to be a defensive series, I'll tell you that.
So you got the Warriors.
I'm going to take the Warriors in 6, and then I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns over the Clippers in 6 as well. Okay. Because I think if Paul George was playing, it'd be a lot different.
All right, so he's not. Nuggets versus Suns.
Suns in 6.
Okay. You said the Warriors. Warriors versus Lakers.
Oh, see, that's where it gets tricky. Even if it's I'm just going to say the Warriors, man.
Warriors beat the Lakers? Well, they would have home court, so that's something to consider.
I think the Warriors beat the Lakers, and I think if that was a series, it'd go 7. I'd love to see that.
Okay.
And then it don't matter, though, because the Suns are going to the NBA Finals.
So so Suns and Warriors, you're taking the Suns, because you just said they're going to the Finals.
Yeah, they're for sure going to the Finals, I think.
Okay. Suns to the Finals. So over in the East, Raptors, Bulls.
Good Lord. I couldn't care less about this game, but let's just go. Is Levine hurt still?
No.
Give me the Bulls.
Okay. Heat, Hawks.
Give me the Heat.
Okay, I like that. And then you got the Hawks versus the Bulls.
Don't really matter because either
for the 8th seed.
I'm just gonna say the I'm just gonna say the Hawks.
All right.
Even though I don't know. Either way, the Bucks are winning first round.
Okay, Bucks.
Clean
Bucks beat
sweep.
the Hawks.
Clean sweep.
All right, give me Cavs, Knicks.
Oh, that's gonna be a good series. Give me Cavs in 6.
All right, 76ers, Nets.
76ers in 5.
I think that's a sweep. Okay, Celtics Heat. Yep.
Celtics in 6.
All right, Bucks. You said Cavs.
Bucks, Cavs. Give me Bucks in
76ers,
whatever.
76ers, Celtics.
Oh,
That's always been a good match. It's always been a
it's
fun
always
series.
such a
It's
good
always
game
a
when they
fun
play.
series.
Let's go Celtics.
Okay, Celtics, Bucks. This would not surprise me.
Give me. We're going 2021 finals
Okay,
rematch. We're gonna go Bucks and.
Bucks, Suns. Okay, so Bucks versus Suns, NBA Finals. Who wins?
I really hadn't even thought it. Excuse me. Thought it through this far. I think that one would go 6 or 7 games. I'm just gonna say for the sake of it, let's just say Suns win.
All right.
Suns win in 6.
Okay. You
Because
got the Suns.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking the lack of depth. Okay.
It's not.
If
It's not a severe lack of depth.
it's not a
by any
severe
means,
lack of depth,
but it is a lack of depth defensively. I'm going to get into my
Here's what you do.
personal thoughts later.
You take out your starting 5, whatever. You got KD, Russ, Durant, CP3, and Ayton, whatever. Or I mentioned KD twice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You take out Booker and Durant. You sub one of them back in. You close the quarter with one of the other ones, or they're both in at the same time at the end of the quarter. That's not going to be. The depth is not going to be that big of an issue. I think they got just solid enough pieces to make it through on the bench, but
Yeah.
I mean the Bucks could. The Bucks. I mean for sure.
I don't. First off, if the Bucks play the Suns, the Bucks are beating them in 5. In my
Oh.
personal opinion. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to run through mine real quick. You can reiterate your points
Okay.
based on my whatever I think.
Excuse me.
Lakers, Timberwolves. Now, I've told you earlier, I wouldn't be shocked if the Timberwolves won this, just because it's in the
Right.
Lakers' nature. It has been to lose these kind of games.
Yeah.
And the Timberwolves, I feel like, have a better chance without Rudy Gobert to give them some space. In general, not just against the Lakers, they're better without Gobert, and it's just a fact. However, Gobert on AD would have given them some help defensively,
Yeah.
but Towns on AD is not a mismatch by any means.
No.
So I'm going to take the Lakers winning that play-in game.
But don't be surprised if that's. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I'm going to take the Lakers winning that. Now, I'm going to take the Pelicans beating the Thunder just because of the home court thing, and the Pelicans do have a little bit of playoff experience. You know what I mean? Even though
That's
it's only in the
true,
first
yeah.
round, I think that they're going to be more equipped for that high intensity game that play-in is going to be. I think the Pelicans win, and then I think that the Pelicans Timberwolves,
That'd be a good one.
because we saw this the other
Gobert-
day.
Gobert
We saw
would
this
be
the other
back.
day.
Gobert would be back.
I'll take Timberwolves
Okay.
beating the Pelicans. Okay, so that would put the Timberwolves at the 8th seed playing the Nuggets and the Lakers playing the Grizzlies, which is what you had.
Exactly.
So we had the same. Ended up having the same. I'm going to take the Nuggets. I mean, I don't think that's hard. It's a hard decision. However, that may be closer than people realize just because of the Twin Towers in the paint with Gobert and Towns. And if you're playing against the Nuggets, you got to have that paint depth and
Yeah.
those a good defensive presence in the paint. You have to. But I'm going to take the Nuggets because we've seen. I think they're proven.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of due for a good run personally. Now Grizzlies against Lakers. Now I'm going to take the Grizzlies.
I know you're gonna take the
I mean,
Grizzlies.
I can't not take the Grizzlies, but I agree with you. I think it'll be 6 or 7 games. I just think it's going to be flip-flopped. Just because we got home court, and we are so good at home this year. We had the best home court record in the NBA this season. And
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Were y'all good at home last year in the playoffs? I'm actually serious.
we dropped game 1
Oh, okay.
in both of
okay.
those series,
But
which would make me hesitant about this first game because I think if we lose one of those first 2 games at home, ooh,
yeah.
I think you don't want to lose any home game against this team. You can't really afford to go in LA in a hostile environment and try to play and win there. But I know for a fact the Grizzlies are a different team at home, and I think that home court advantage is going to help them tremendously against the Lakers in this series. And like we were talking about earlier, Jaren Jackson Jr. cannot get in foul trouble in this series against Anthony Davis.
He can't. He absolutely cannot.
But knowing how calls have been going for the Lakers, I mean, you know this. I mean, they've been getting way more calls since LeBron called out the officials in that Celtics game, with the no whistle.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, I would be hesitant. I'm taking the Grizzlies. I think it'll be 6 or 7. I'm not saying it's a clear-cut thing because I'm just hesitant with the officiating situation, the fact that not that there's a script in the NBA, but the higher-ups do want to see LeBron succeed.
Yeah, of
whether
course.
It's for TV ratings, just his legacy. There's people who want to give LeBron the edge, so I'd just be hesitant. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I could see it swinging Grizzlies losing in 6. I could see it. There's no way the Grizzlies. Hey, I would take a sweep, but there's no way we sweep or even in 5 would. But
I just don't think so either.
Now, like if the Grizzlies can win those 2 at home and then go grab one somehow in LA and then come back home, that'd be 5.
Yeah.
I don't personally. I do not see us losing at home, but it is the playoffs. Higher intensity. I'm going to stop talking about the Grizzlies. Suns, Clippers. I'm going to take the Suns.
I think the Clippers, if they had Paul George, it'd be a different ballgame.
I'm taking the Suns, and I don't know if Paul George is coming back or not. I haven't heard anything.
He's not. I gotta
for the whole series.
Let me see.
Now, I'm taking the Suns because I don't know if Russell Westbrook is going to be able to function for the Clippers. I'm taking the Suns more so because I'm not so sure about Russell Westbrook's fit on the Clippers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, if you put Kawhi on KD, now we're talking, though. Like, you may be able to do a little bit of damage there with KD. I'm excited for that series. But I'm going to end up taking the Suns. The Suns have been so good, man. That may be a 6-game series. I mean, I don't know. I'll take the Suns. I'll take the Suns in 5 or 6. Now, Kings Warriors. Man, I mean, so everybody talks about this half-court basketball stuff in the playoffs. Once you get to the playoffs, you got to start playing half-court. Everything slows down, And the thing with this series that's interesting is the Warriors don't really slow down in the playoffs. They like to run up and down, and the Kings strive with doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Warriors just because I really want to see the Grizzlies play the Warriors in the second round. That's what I want. I mean, I need that matchup. I think the NBA wants that matchup. But
yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the Warriors in 7.
That's a smart. I think that's a smart pick.
I think the Kings are going to be very tough to beat if they get beat at all. I could see a world where the Kings win it and the whole city of Sacramento just goes crazy. I could see this happening. Okay, going back up top. Nuggets versus Suns now. I'm going to take the Nuggets. I don't think the Suns have an answer for Jokic. And I think that like I said earlier, I think that Jokic is due for a run. I'm taking the Nuggets in 7. I think that's going to be one of those series that is
it's going to be a
really
good series.
tough.
Yeah.
Because they match up pretty well with their wing players. You got Booker and you got Murray. You've got Chris Paul. We got Chris Paul and Murray, and you got Booker and
Aaron Gordon.
I just think, but the only thing is that Ayton and Jokic thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm taking the Nuggets just because they've got that depth as well, and years of playing with one another, years and years of playing with that pretty much that same core roster. Whereas the Suns, they they're good. They got talent, but the chemistry, the playoff chemistry, they've kind of just thrown this roster together towards the end of the season. So I'm just kind of hesitant to, jump the gun here and say the Suns are absolutely going to win that. So now you got the Warriors and Grizzlies. I'm taking the Grizzlies in 6. I mean, we lost in 6 last year. I think we win in 6 this year, so long as Ja plays and Ja's healthy. There's not really much to say here, but I think the Grizzlies, and if this is truly a rivalry like people think it is, the Grizzlies, first off, are due to win against the Warriors in a detrimental situation. Not only are we due, but I think we're kind of destined, if the rivalry continues, we're destined to win eventually in one of these series where it
Yeah.
actually matters. So I'm taking the Grizzlies beating the Warriors. And then I'm going to have the Grizzlies versus Nuggets. That's really hard. That's really, really hard if you don't have Steven Adams. Now, I could see a world where Steven Adams comes back, because that's another thing I want to talk about is that the whole thing came out with Adrian Wojnarowski about how Steven Adams is likely out for the playoffs. Likely, keyword.
Likely.
I don't know if this is like a Grizzlies stunt just to see if they can throw people off their game.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers come to the series well, we don't have to worry about Steven Adams. He's out, but he's not actually confirmed to be out. He's likely out. So maybe I'm just trying to psych myself up.
I think you're just trying to psych yourself
but
up.
I could see a world, especially if you get to the Western Conference Finals. If you make it that far.
If you made it that far, he could definitely.
Steven Adams, not only will he have time, but even if he is hurt, he's going to probably play through that pain if it comes down to a Western Conference Finals. That's all I'm saying. So, but assuming Steven Adams isn't there and we happen to play the Nuggets, man, I don't know. I'm going to take the Grizzlies. I'm a Grizzlies fan, right? I feel like it's very bad luck to root against your team in the playoffs. Because I'm taking the Grizzlies beating the Nuggets in 7. Because we're not going to have home court, and that's going to be killer.
That's tough.
Yeah, realistically, the Nuggets probably beat the Grizzlies. All right, I'm just saying, but I'm going to take the Grizzlies in that matchup, just because. All right.
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
I'm changing my prediction for the finals. Swap the Bucks. I've sat here and thought about that. Swap that. The Suns are not going to beat the Bucks if that happens. That's just my prediction. I just wanted to say that.
I convinced you against the Suns.
You kind of did, but I was sitting here thinking.
There's no way the Suns would beat the Bucks.
I was like,
there's no way. Not even with KD.
Give me the okay. I have the Bucks as my NBA champion.
The Bucks defense, man.
I have the Bucks as my NBA champion. That's all I wanted to say. Go on.
Okay, so I got the Grizzlies in the finals. Did I do the play-in? I didn't do the play-in in the East.
No, you didn't do any of the
Okay,
East.
I'm going to run through that real fast because we're talking about this for a long time. I got the Heat beating the Hawks. I just feel like Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler and Bam. First off, they've been to the finals. That group has literally been to the finals.
Yeah.
When they need to get it going, they can get it going. I got them beating the Hawks, especially they're at home, bro. Heat will be playing the Celtics in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Bulls beating the Raptors actually, and then I got the Bulls beating. No. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go what you did here. I'm gonna say the Hawks beat the Bulls.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that actually.
Yeah, the Bulls may.
The Bulls got a nice little crew, man. I'm going to take the Bulls beating the Hawks. I'm not going to think about that too much. I'm just going to – I got the Bulls playing the Bucks. I got the Celtics playing the Hawks. That's what I'm going with. But either way, the Bucks are going to sweep the Bulls.
Yeah.
I feel like. That's going to be a 4-game series, maybe 5. Bucks beat the Bulls. Celtics and Heat. Celtics are very, very great. I mean, they've proven this for 3 years in a row. I got to take the Celtics, but I think it's going to be 6 or 7 games. The Heat. The Heat have been here and done that. You know what I mean? They've come here and they're a good playoff team. But the Celtics are too. I think the Celtics had the edge by a little bit. But I'm going to take the Celtics. Cavs, Knicks. See, when you get in the Garden, that's a hostile environment. But I think that Donovan Mitchell is going to thrive.
He's going to thrive
in that environment.
I agree.
I'm going to take the Cavs beating the Knicks in 6.
I had them in 6, yep.
76ers, Nets. I think the 76ers clear that in 4. The Nets being at 6 is such fool's gold because they had KD and Kyrie that kind of got them in that higher seed. I really wish the Heat had somehow got to that 6, but here the Nets are. I think the Nets are going to lose in 4 or 5. Bucks, Cavs, I think that's going to be a better series than people give that credit for because you've got the paint presence. The Cavs have the paint presence to hang with the Bucks. Mobley is arguably first team all defense this year.
Jared Allen. Is he
Jared
Allen?
Allen. Yeah, that's a fearful 2 people down in the paint right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm going to give the Bucks the edge, but I think that could be a 7-game series. I really feel like that could be a very fun series. 76ers Celtics, here we are again. like you said. Man, I really want to take the 76ers because
yeah.
Embiid is playing out his mind. The Celtics don't really have an answer for Embiid. They just don't. But the Celtics have home court. I'm gonna take the 76ers.
Really?
I know. Yeah, that's my. I don't even know if you would really call it an upset, but that's kind of like my. They're gonna be underdogs in that series, but I'm gonna take the 76ers. Embiid has been playing out of his mind, just like Jokic has. But I'm taking Embiid because here's the reason why I'm taking that, because I just really want to see the Bucks and 76ers Eastern Conference Finals.
That would be a very good one.
So I'm taking. So now it's Bucks 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals, whereas in the West it was Grizzlies Nuggets.
Who you got coming out of the East?
Ooh. I'm taking Giannis and the Bucks. They've just proven to me over and over again they're great, but that would be such a fun matchup. I feel like it's Bucks in 7. I feel like that's one of those. I feel like that's going to be one of those series, man. But at the same time, Embiid has been getting his heart broken year after year. I feel like he's due for finally getting a finals appearance. Ooh, man, that's hard for me.
Sometimes though, you don't get that one moment. It's heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak.
That's true, and it's hard for me.
I mean, there's a lot of people destined for stuff in the NBA, but there's a bunch of people who've never
get there.
Have never fulfilled that destiny.
I'm just gonna have to. I'm not gonna play fantasy and fairy tale land. I'm gonna take the Bucks because that's the most reasonable pick. So now you got Bucks Grizzlies. First off, Bucks would have home court in that series. We beat the Bucks both times this year. The first time we beat them straight up. We blew them out at home. I was at that game. The last time was last Friday, where we beat the Bucks we blew them out again, but Giannis didn't play in that game. Plus, they had already clinched the first seed. Like, they're not going to play. So we don't really. Well, outside of that first game, we didn't play a competitive game against the Bucks. Because that game was over at the end of the second quarter when I went. Here's the thing, man.
Just go ahead and pick the Grizzlies.
I don't think I can because Holiday is a great defender.
I was about to say
Holiday, and you've got man.
If
we don't have nobody has anybody for Giannis first off, but we don't have anybody for Giannis. Say Steven Adams doesn't come back. What is Jaren to do? He can't guard Lopez and Giannis. You can't put Dylan Brooks on Giannis.
Then it comes again. Giannis is going to drive the lane 50 times a game, and guess what's going to happen? Foul trouble, foul trouble.
Now, okay, so assuming Steven Adams came back, I would probably psych myself up to taking the Grizzlies, but as of now, we have no paint depth. We don't have a lot of depth in general.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Bucks in 6. I'm taking Grizzlies finals, Grizzlies Bucks finals, but
dude, that would be a heartbreaker for you.
Bucks winning maybe like 5, but probably like 6, just because they have been there. They've got a champ. They've got champs. But here's something to note there. Our head coach used to be assistant coach for Budenholzer. They're under that Spurs coaching tree.
Yeah.
They all coach for Pop or coach with Pop. I don't know. I want to take the Grizzlies. I feel like I need to take the Grizzlies because I don't know, but I'm not. I'm going to take the Bucks. I'm going to take the Bucks beating the Grizzlies in the NBA Finals. Bucks 2023 champs. We both have the Bucks. We have different roads that everybody's taking.
Yeah.
But I love the Grizzlies. Here's the thing. I'm taking the Bucks because I actually like the Bucks. The Bucks would be like one of my favorite teams if I wasn't a Grizzlies fan. So I don't feel bad about taking the Bucks. Bucks beating the Grizzlies. I love Giannis. Finals MVP Giannis. That's it.
Did you write Suns down for my champion? Is that what
I don't know why I wrote that. I guess I did. All right, real quick. We're going to go over the correct standings that we had for the NBA season. Let me see where they are. Okay. Let's start in the West. The Grizzlies. I had the Grizzlies first seed. No surprise. Ryan, you got the first seed right. That was the Nuggets.
Check. My second one ain't too good though.
The Grizzlies were second. None of us got that right. Kings were third. Nobody ever would have
No.
got that right. Fourth, we had the Suns. Braden got that one right.
Really?
Yep. Congrats.
I feel like I had the Clippers at 5.
No. No, I got that flip-flop. Suns were fourth. None of us had that right. Clippers were 5. I had that one correct. You had the Mavericks at 5. You had the Clippers at 4. So I've got one right. And you've got one right currently.
Warriors at 6.
Warriors were 6. None of us had the Warriors that low. Lakers were 7th. I had the Lakers at 7.
Wow.
I had the Pelicans at 6. Braden also had the Lakers at 7.
I had them at 8, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Hmm.
Timberwolves are 8th. I had the Suns at 8. You had the Lakers at 8. Now 9th. Let's see.
The Pelicans.
Pelicans ended up 9th. You had that one right.
Okay.
Correct. Thunder ended up 10th.
No.
Braden had that one right. Now 11th, the Mavericks. Nobody
had that one.
12th, that was the Jazz. Nobody had that one. 13th was the Trailblazers. Nobody had that one. We all had these flip-flopped. 14 was the Rockets. You had that one correct. And 15th was the Spurs.
I had that one too.
You had that one correct.
Let's go.
So I had, like, a lot of these were, like, flipped by a seed or two.
Right.
You got 4 correct. I had 2.
Wow.
Man.
Proud of myself.
Now, we had, as far as the teams that were out of the playoffs entirely, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 out of those 5 correct. 1, 2, 3. 3. I got 3 right. Oh, man. That's not important. Let's go over to the East. I had we all had the Bucks first seed, so congrats to us. Now, second seed was the Celtics. You had that one right, too.
Hey.
And you had the 76ers at 3. Nice.
The Nets.
Now, the fourth seed, Cavs. Nobody had that one. You got the first 3 right. I'm impressed enough by that. Fifth was the Knicks. Nobody. Nets were at 6. I had that one. Heat were 7th. Nobody had that one. We had them higher. 8th was the Hawks. Nobody had that one. 9th was the Raptors. You had that one correct.
Hey.
10th was the Bulls. Nope.
Why did I put the Pistons?
11th was the Pacers. Nope. We all had the Pacers at the bottom. 12th was the Wizards. Nope. 13th, Magic. You had that one right. Braden had that one right. 14th, Hornets. I had that one. Pistons, bottom. We all had the Pacers at the bottom. We all actually had the Pistons.
I had the Pistons at the 10 seed.
Like, not quite making the playoffs, but we thought they'd be better than what they were.
All because of Jaden Ivey.
Yeah. And which he ended up being because Cade Cunningham was
Cade
out
Cunningham
for the whole year. We didn't foresee that, but anyway, yeah. So I don't know. We'll just see. I mean, by the next podcast, we will know. First off, the full playoff matchups because the play-in will be over, and we will have a game complete.
Yep, under the belt.
So we'll be able to give you a little bit of our thoughts on the first games of the playoffs, and we'll know better about like what to look forward to in the playoff matchups and stuff of that nature. All right, we're going to get into the draft nearing the end of the podcast here, and the draft for this week is our favorite playoff series of all time. I don't even know who's going first. Are you going first?
I think you got first last week because you picked the Kings. Or no?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'll
don't know.
I'll go first because I don't think you're going to take this at all.
You can go. You can go first. But.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be right answers. This doesn't have to be like, oh,
no,
this is the best playoff series. It's just like your personal favorite. Why it's your personal favorite, and we'll go from there.
Okay. First one, 2010 NBA Finals, Celtics versus Lakers.
Yeah, I had that one on my list actually.
It was Kobe's It was his last ring.
Yep.
And I don't know. I grew up and that's when I started really getting into the Lakers. I watched that 2009 finals, but I don't really remember it. But for some reason, I remember that 2010. Kobe throwing it to Artest, hitting that shot. Game 7 was wild, dude. If you go back and watch that on YouTube sometime, it's insane how good of a game that was.
It's a classic.
But
I didn't watch basketball in 2010, but I do have like faint memories of
Yeah.
just like seeing that on the news and stuff at that age. But yeah, the Celtics were up 3-2 in that series. Lakers came back and won those last two.
8-1 in Boston, then went back to L.A. and redeemed ourselves from 08 and all the other times the Celtics have beat us in history.
Yeah, that was a good series. Especially you're getting the classic Lakers and Celtics
Yep.
playoff matchup.
Yeah, that's my favorite
It's a
one
classic
of all time, man.
The rivalry and that's the last time the Celtics and Lakers have met in the finals. I'm waiting for the day that happens again.
It
just
hasn't
'cause
been the rivalry has not been the same since then.
It's not really a. I don't know. I mean,
I don't-
if you look in the grand scheme of history,
It's a rivalry.
it's a rivalry. But like current day,
No.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
see-
it's always
because
like
every time they
prime
play each other, I feel like they try a little harder just because like they know they know
It's a prime time game every time they play. Like they try to treat it like it used to be, but no, it's not. But yeah, that's my first pick.
My first pick is the 2016 NBA Finals, Cavs Warriors.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's really not hard at all for me.
that's
I remember
probably
watching
the greatest one.
that was like I don't really know how to put this, like the peak of my basketball innocence. Like I was just like
Yeah.
so into basketball. Like I was so engulfed in it in 2016. First off, we played. We were in junior high at that age, and we just like literally lived, breathed basketball in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember watching, like, all my friends coming over. I was going over to my friends' houses, and we were all watching this finals matchup. Now, for the actual basketball and NBA history reasons, the Cavs were down 3-1. In case you didn't know,
It was over. Like,
LeBron had come back to Cleveland and lost to the Warriors in 2015. This year, the Warriors were 73-9.
Mm-hmm.
And they were up 3-1 on the Cavs, and the Cavs came back and won. You got the historical plays like the LeBron block, the Kyrie clutch shot, and the Cleveland, this is for you. I mean, whether you like LeBron or not, that was an amazing moment.
It was.
Kind of emotional moment. I think I remember. Like I don't know. I don't even love LeBron, but I think I remember getting kind of teary eyed. Like I'm like, well, that's actually he actually did it. He actually came back and won. And a lot of people think that's the best team in NBA history. I mean, 73-9 Warriors. That's wild. So yeah, just that one's one of my favorites for sure.
Okay. Let's see. Number 2 on the list, I'm going to go the 2011 NBA Finals.
Okay. Yeah.
Because as a kid, even now, I've grown to respect and like LeBron a little bit, but as a kid, I couldn't stand LeBron. I was a Kobe guy through and through. And fun fact, we did not have cable or Dish Network, DirecTV, nothing until I was I would have been 9. We didn't get it till I was about 11, but we always got ABC. So I got the finals, and I remember watching it with Drew Thompson, one of our used to be a good friend, but yeah, and Dirk was just going off. That team had no business beating the Heat that year. That was the first year they got assembled, I believe. D Wade, Bosh, LeBron.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't going to win 1, weren't going to win 2, they were going to win 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. 1, 2. But anyway, I remember just watching Dirk give them buckets, and I was going crazy. You had dudes like J.J. Barea, Jason Terry, Jason Kidd at the end of his career was giving them buckets.
Yeah.
Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler. Oh, my gosh. That was a good one. I don't remember if that went 6 or 7. I think it was 6. Let me look that up.
I don't quite remember. I was definitely considering putting that one on my list, but I just didn't because I have a couple more that I'd rather draft.
Yeah, it went 6.
Yeah. I have with my second pick which one do I want to take? Because I got a couple I really like here. I'm gonna take this one instead. I got the Western Conference Finals 2016, Warriors versus Thunder.
Oh, I thought about putting that one in there.
Warriors and Thunder, just because that was when the Thunder were like at their peak in their prime with KD,
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook, Ibaka. Like they got everybody. 3-1 lead on the Thunder, the 73-9 Thunder. It's the same year they were 73-9. So this was like
yeah.
73-9, 73-9 Warriors
That's
team.
what I was going to
Yeah, the 73-9 Warrior team. So this was like a huge triumphant victory when they were 3-1 because like, oh my God, we're literally gonna beat them and then we're gonna play LeBron. Like that was gonna be a cool matchup to watch in the finals. Well, the Warriors came back and won. And then the next season, Kevin Durant joined them.
Jump ship.
So that's something just
that set up something crazy.
That was, how are you gonna lose? How are you gonna go up 3-1, lose to the Warriors, and then join them next season? So everybody always wonders like if the Thunder had won that series in 5, 6, or 7, would and gone on to win the NBA Finals first off, but had they even won that series and gone to the finals, would KD have stayed? And how different would his career look right now had he never left?
The Warriors.
Would people not hate him as much because he won a ring with the team that drafted him and the team he, because he was extremely loyal up to that point. And I just think that outside of what happened on the basketball court, that series is like so historical because of like the things that followed, the history that followed. Things could be so different if they had won that series and gone on to play LeBron in the finals and maybe somehow won. But I think LeBron was destined to win.
They were going to win
that year anyway.
The Thunder weren't going to win.
But still, no, that one's for sure, and that was a fun series.
Let's see. I got one more, don't I?
Got one more.
We're gonna go. I was not alive. This happened 2 years. No, I'm sorry. I was born, but I was like a month old. Lakers Kings 2002 Western Conference Finals.
I had one similar to that, but
I think they both split. I wrote it down. They both split a game each.
Yeah.
And the Kings pulled away, and they thought there was some more room, or they thought there was some like room between the two. Like they thought they were about to like win it, and the Lakers fought back, tied the game. That's when Robert Horry hit that shot. And then in game five, the Kings won, and in game 6 is the infamous Lakers paid the refs. NBA wanted the Lakers to win, which I don't think is ridiculous to say because they shot 27 free throws in the fourth quarter. It's ridiculous.
That's what's going to happen against the Grizzlies. Just watch.
I hope so.
Yeah, I bet you do.
So, but yeah, they the Kings had the chance to win it in Game 7 at home, but the Lakers won it with 35 points by Shaq and 30 by Kobe.
All right, now I'm gonna give you what I should pick, but not what I'm going to pick. Real quick, just because you mentioned that, the 2000 Western Conference Finals, Lakers Blazers.
That's what I was about to.
That was the one where the Blazers were up 3-1. Lakers came back and they had that iconic alley-oop.
Yes.
Kobe to Shaq, that oop, and they ended up winning that series. So that's probably what I should pick because that is a great series. But as a Grizzlies fan, I'm going to take the 2015 Grizz versus Warriors second round. We ended up losing in 6, so I mean not that crazy, but this was the Warriors on the rise. They ended up winning that year. The Warriors did. Mm-hmm. And in this series, you had the Mike Conley return. You had the mask game.
Mask, yep.
And I just think this is very memorable for me because this was the peak and arguably going towards the end of the grit and grind era. Like, if you want me to, encompass the grit and grind history and the legacy of all that into a series, it would be this series. I know we lost. The Warriors were freaking, crazy freaking good in 2015. But, yeah, that brings back so many memories because, I went to so many Grizzlies playoff matchups in the grit and grind era. And Mike Conley coming back, doing what he was doing with the mask, with a fractured face, and you could see his eye bulging out of the mask. That's classic for me. So I'm going to take that with my last pick.
Well, we didn't take any of each other's, but we did have some similar. Looks like I didn't have as much time to think about that, but those are just three off the top of my head. And I thought about the Cavs and putting the Cavs and Warriors 2016, but then I was like, nah. That really doesn't rank that high for me. It's good, but I don't know. I like those three better.
Now, like I said, tonight we got the Hawks and Heat at 6:30. You got the Timberwolves and Lakers at 7 o'clock. What channel would that be on?
You mean 9 o'clock? You're probably looking at Pacific time, aren't you?
No, it is at 9. Did I say?
Or you said 7.
I said 7. 6:30 and 9 o'clock. The Timberwolves and Lakers will be following after the Hawks and Heat. Both of those will be on TNT, I believe. And then Wednesday, or tomorrow, we've got the Bulls and Raptors and the Thunder and Pelicans, and they're playing games. I think that's on. It looks like that one's on. No, that can't be on League Pass. That'll be on TV, but it's not showing me the channel right now.
Probably on ESPN, you figure? Since it's on Wednesday.
It's just showing me League Pass.
The heck? TNT's usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
However, on Friday, this will determine the 8th seed. We'll have the West and East play in, and it's not showing me the time yet. Like I've not been able to get the times for anything right now because it's so early on. But really, it's not early on. We got a week away from the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be one of the more unpredictable playoffs in recent memory for sure. But maybe
anything can happen. I mean,
this may be the year like the 7 seed Lakers win the championship. It would not stun me. It would surprise me if the Lakers won it, but it would.
Yeah, it definitely surprised me.
It would not stun me. Like if it was going to happen any year,
it'd be
for
this year.
the 6 seeded Warriors, this would be the year for it. I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm going to be up watching more than the Grizzlies series. I'm going to be watching every series. Take a mental note of it so I can bring it here to On Between Hoops and.
I'll watch as much as I can.
Down.
I'll be on that tractor though. Let's get it.
Yeah, it's farming season for my boy.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man. Follow us, Between Hoops on Instagram, Between Hoops, Colby Wood on YouTube, Between Hoops on Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate any interaction. We love you. We appreciate you. Love you so much. Oh, my God. All right. Between Hoops, we out. Bye-bye.